Hey, 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 everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie. Thanks, everybody who's already chatting. The chat is a buzzing away. So, you guys must be excited just like I am. So, thanks for, let's see who we got so far. We got Brenda and Laura, also Katia and Laureline, and we have Joy and Penny, Ishmael. I want to thank all you all for coming on already. It's okay if you had to leave yesterday, Penny. I know that was a long live stream yesterday for me, but I was excited to get the journal cover done. So once I got it glued on, I was just excited. So, but before I get started, I always like to do a little bit of housekeeping and make sure that anyone who loves videos like this, that you actually go ahead and hit the subscribe button, so you don't want to forget that. And if you're on already, because we're already a buzzing, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Of course, you can do that now. You can do that during or after the video is actually done. And for those of you that are coming on the replay, just know that I am chatting with my Junk Journal buddies live. So that's why I'll probably keep stopping, because it's hard for me to concentrate and concentrate on the chat too. Hey, Chris. Okay. So I got my little box here, but I'm going to show you all. I was so excited about that journal yesterday. I just kept on going. So I just put on some Star Trek reruns, because I don't know if you all knew, but I am a Star Trek junkie. And so I was watching some Enterprise yesterday, and it is so calming to watch that show. I don't know what it is. I think it's because they have, like, in the background noise, they have like a humming going on in the background. Like, that's supposed to be the starship sound. And I love that show. Anyway, I just kept on working on the journal, and I'm going to show you all what I did. And I was up to like 3 o'clock last night. I didn't even realize how late it was, because I was just going and going and going, and I looked up and it was like 2 o'clock. And I said, I'm just going to do a few more things, and then it was 3 o'clock. And I said, I better go to bed. Okay, so let me show y'all what I did, because I did a lot off of the camera. So this is, yeah, Joy, I made the actual cover yesterday. I didn't do all the little embellishments on the cover yesterday, but I did make this, so I wanted to show you all like how far I actually got. So isn't this a beautiful? So what I did off camera was I actually put so I used some of the journal towels, because I got tons of them in that game, and I want to recycle as much of the game as I can. So I actually put journal on here, and then I fussy cut some of the actual fabric. I fussy cut some of the flowers out, and I put more flowers on here. So what you see is a little bit more flowerage around the edges there, because I didn't feel like it had enough. And then the next thing I did was I put like a closure on here. So since I had the Muslim in the inside, I decided to just use that for the actual ties, and it's actually quite beautiful. So I thought that that would be very nice. So, and then I used some grommets on here for my closure, and I used yellow since we had like yellow. So I didn't do anything to the bag, but it's still quite lovely, I have to say. Quite lovely indeed. Okay, so let's open this up. Of course, nothing is attached yet, and I decided to start working on the signatures themselves. So let's just pull the signatures out, and then I'm gonna just put this over to the side. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm so proud of myself on this journal. And the nice thing about it, the method that I used for this, it actually left the fabric like really soft, because I tried to like glue fabric onto a book before, and it was so hard, and I can't even remember what kind of glue I used. But that was what I really wanted to do, was I wanted it to be nice and soft. So thank you everybody for the compliments. What does Muslim do? The Muslim, you know what Muslim is? I think, and you sewers can correct me if I'm wrong. Muslim is like a really inexpensive fabric, and most sewers use it to make patterns, or they use it like as some type of a lining, or people use it to test things. It's just one of the cheaper fabrics out there to use, but it still looks like quite pretty when you put it on something, as you can see. So I have like this is Muslim right here. It comes in different strengths as well. So I had some, so I just use it on here to kind of strengthen up my spine, and then also this is never going to come loose once you tie it. So I think that's what the Muslim is, but I just know it's an inexpensive. You can get a bunch of it for a low price. So it comes in different prices, so you just have to go to the store and kind of fill it out. Sometimes they come in different creamy colors, or they might be like white, and I just like it. So, all right. So, my goal yesterday was just to do the cover, but like I said, I was so excited about this. I'm just going to show you all. I decided to do 2 signatures, and this is what we got so far. And I really was taking my time while I was watching TV and stuff. And so I'm just going to start working on some of this stuff. Let me just show y'all. Let me show you. I got some bits and pieces kind of tucked in here, but all right. This is the first signature. Let's move this up here out the way. And this is actually one of the tags that I made on the previous live stream, and it's actually just another journaling opportunity. And what I did with this was I added some lace over the top. And this lace actually came from an old curtain. So that's kind of cool, because if you have some raggedy curtains, because sometimes they get kind of worn from the sun, you can use that. And then this was backed with some of my coffee dye paper that I have up in the shop as well. I used a ton of coffee dye paper in this book, and I'm glad I did. I was going to put white paper in, but I just didn't feel like it fit after I used so much coffee dye paper. And then I just paper clipped this on, because this is where I want this to be, but I'm just going to put that over to the side. And then I took I used lots of scraps in this as well, because this paper wasn't long enough. So I needed the paper to be this long. And of course the paper wasn't long enough, so I knew I had to do some frankensteining. And somebody just told me over on the video in the comments, they were like, well, you can use legal paper. But I don't have any legal paper, but that's an excellent idea. And I didn't think about legal paper. I did have like easel paper, and I could use that, but I have to cut it down and everything. But I really wanted to do some frankensteining, because I think the frankensteining method is very beautiful also. So I did some frankensteining. So to make this page long enough, I just made sure it was the correct height, and then I just added on a piece. And this was the piece I added on after I did like some edging. I have like an edge punched. Yes, Joy gave me that. She gave me that suggestion, which was a really good suggestion, to use legal paper. Because I could coffee dye some legal paper, but it's just, I don't know. I don't want to do that. Because it's just easier to do regular paper. Yeah, the scrap paper is really nice. So what I wanted to do was use lots of textures in here, and also like some fabrics and things like that. And again, I decided to do, I'll explain frankensteining in a minute. I decided to do 2 signatures, and lots of people ask me, I get the question all the time, how do I know how many signatures to put into a book? And it's really an educated guess. as to how many pages to put in, but I decided to put in into each signature 7 pages. So if you do 7 times 4, it's going to be 28 pages that whoever gets this book can work on. Just in one signature, and then 28 times 2, 56. So 56 pages altogether, and I try to make sure that every page has plenty of journaling opportunities. And if I take something away by pasting something on the page, I try to put like a piece of a scrap or something in there that you can write on for a journaling opportunity. Now, KJ Kaleidoscope asks, basically, what's frankensteining? Frankensteining is just putting different pieces of paper together. If you ever watch the Frankenstein movies, you'll see he's like all sewn together. He's patched together basically with parts. So he has like somebody else's hand, and he got somebody else's eyeballs, and none of it belongs to him. So in the journaling world, frankensteining is just that. You're just taking bits and pieces from here, and you're meshing them all together. And that's what I did with the pages. So in this instance, I meshed together a piece of aged paper and some cardstock. So I sewed them together so that they can make a longer piece. So that's basically what the frankensteining is. So, yep, and that's what it means, just piecing things together. Okay, so on this page right here, I have like some old ledger paper. Y'all, I got stuff. If you all saw what it looks like behind my desk or around my desk, I'm like in a little moat with no water. There's like stuff all around me. So let's see. Hold on. So I had this vintage ledger paper, and I wanted to use it. I've been using it, and I just want to use like a piece of it. And so what I did was, the ledger paper is a little bit brittle. When it's older, it's kind of brittle, so you have to be careful how you use it. I could use it for a page, but I've done it before, but I felt like these particular pages weren't as sturdy. So I just did some sewing around them, and I pasted it on. And then you can see I got the fabric, and I did lots of sewing, and I'm not going to explain everything right now. And then this right here is a pocket. Let's use our tag here. This is a pocket here, and you all will see like once I get done, I'll do like a for real kind of flip through of this. Yeah, the crafting room. It's terrible in here right now. It's a lovely, terrible crafting mess. And it is a struggle. Okay? Alright, so on this page right here, this is some music paper. And the music paper is old. I think this music paper is like from like the 20s or something like that. So it's pretty old. So I wanted to make sure it stayed together. Hey, mouse. I want to make sure that it stayed together, so I just put some beautiful washi on it. And I put some fabric on here, and this was a post-it note, and I just sewed some pieces of the post-it note on here for some extra journaling here. And then this, let me see if I can find it, because I keep moving stuff around. I can't show y'all what it is. Oh, here it is. This right here is a pocket, and I know it's hard to see because it's like clear plastic, and I had some packaging on my desk. I had opened up some post-it notes, and I just cut the packaging down so y'all can see. Just move it a little bit, and I sewed around it, and I made it into a pocket because it's actually pretty sturdy. So that's what I used this for. And then I took like a mini little Hobby Lobby. Y'all remember Hobby? Is it Hobby Lobby? Not Hobby Lobby. Holly Hobby. I took some Holly Hobby playing cards, some mini cards, and I sewed that on. I Frankensteined it on. And I like all the stitching, and this is really like a style of journal that I like. It's really kind of free formed, And this is a journal card, and we got some fabric here, and you can see I have lots of the aged paper in here. I also used a punch here. This was from a folk art book that I have. Let's see. I still got it next to me. It's a folk art book, and I know I got this at a thrift store, and you can see it's kind of like, ugh, I don't know what that is. But inside the book, the pages were just like perfect, so I decided it has like some patterns and stuff in here, so I decided to use some of that for the book itself. And, let me get this right here. Yeah, bear with me for a second here. Okay, and then this piece right here. So this is a good idea of the Frankensteining method. So I'm gonna show y'all what I did on this, because it's a little bit of a crazy Frankenstein. So this was the whole book. So it needed to be this long, and then I decided to add on. This piece right here is actually a separate piece from that page, and it's actually a this is from one of my mixed media projects that I had. I copied it on paper, and then I cut things down, and then I put like a little journal spot down here at the bottom. So it says, my circle is small because I'm into quality. I like that. So I sewed that on, and then also this is a card that I had in my little card and envelope boxes, and I liked the way it looked. And so I made it so it kind of hinged out, and so this is like a long piece. And then I made the inside a journaling spot too. So this is like the perfect Frankensteining there for that. All right, and then what do we have here? Here's some more Frankensteining here on the end with some scraps. And more Frankensteining. And this is a glassine bag that I Frankensteined on. You can see I Frankensteined this on with some paper. And that was actually a scrap piece of paper. And then these pieces I still have to work on. All right, so that was the first signature. And actually these pieces right here, I'm gonna work on those in a minute or two. So let's keep those together, because I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. All right, so that's the first signature. And then stick it in the book. And then the second signature, I decided to use this particular fabric tag, and we made these together as well. So they're in the playlist. The playlist for Ephemera is, the link is down below, so you can watch that after you get done with me on this live stream. You can go there, but not before. And then here's another perfect example of Frankensteining too, because I needed the page to be this long. I think this was the first page I did. This is some easel paper right here, and we had like some scraps of cardstock from when we did the inside of the book. And then I just did like a whole bunch of sewing on there. Isn't that beautiful? It actually feels like leather. I love this. So that's that piece. And then we have a little mini card here, another mini kitty cat card, Frankenstein on. Now you kind of get the gist of the Frankenstein thing, I'm sure. And this was some of that ledger paper I put on another page. This was a from, I believe, a cross knit pattern book, but you can use anything that's not even on yet. Music paper. So you can see I still have quite a few things to work on. I made this into a pocket, and this was a scrap piece of paper, and I made it into a pocket here. I just stuck this in for now. And more Frankensteining, more Frankensteining, more Frankensteining. Franken. So lots to still work on. This was like just some paper from Post-it note. And then that's going to be my second signature. So I still have a lot to work on here. So I thought I would come on and we could work together on these. Now that I took like all day to explain all that. Okay, so I'm still, so you can see, I know we were talking about how fat the journals get. And I did have a few pieces of ephemera in here already. And I had some of the tags in here, but not much. And just from building the pages themselves, I don't really have them flattened out that well just yet. But you can see that it's probably gonna have some poofiness. So again, this signature has 7 pages and this one has 7 pages. And then when they go into the book, right now, that's what it's looking like for now. It's looking a little bit of a hot mess, but that's because we're working on it. Okay, so I'm just going to take the first signature out and I'm going to put the rest back in a plastic bag because I like to protect my stuff just in case, because we got lots of glue and sometimes I'm painting on my desk and drinking purple and red Kool-Aid sometimes. And I would just be devastated if my little junk journal didn't make it. I would be devastated. Okay, so since I already have this, I really didn't pull a lot of things out. So this is kind of hodgepodgey, just like yesterday, of what I intend to do. And I didn't use I didn't do a lot of grunging in this either. I didn't want it to be grungy. So I'm going to put this guest check here. And I'm going to be taking my, I'm working very inefficiently. I'm going to be putting my sewing machine up here and taking it off and putting it on because that's just the best way for me to do this. And believe it or not, it's kind of relaxing. My sewing machine is right next to me, so it's not an issue. So what I decided to do with this is I have 3 pieces here. I have an envelope, and I've had this in my stash since the beginning of time. Thank you, Joy. And yeah, you gotta watch out for that purple Kool-Aid. And I have a guest check, and I have a Uno scorecard. This is actually a vintage Uno scorecard that I had, and from 1978. So that's kind of cool. Who is Liz Furday? Liz Furday is me. I'm Liz. I'm going to tell y'all where that name came from. The name actually came from, I have a blog actually, and the name of the blog is Liz for a Day. I haven't really been active on it, but I used to travel a lot. So it was more like a travel blog. And I tried to morph it into something else, and it hasn't worked out. And so, I wonder, should I do this? Like, make this kind of a hingy kind of element as well. This is going to be for real. A for real hingy type of thing. I think I will. Okay, y'all going to see how all this comes together. Okay. So, let me get my cutter out for this. I'm going to try to talk and keep my frame of mind. Because this is just it's a little too long. So, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm just coming up with stuff on the fly. I just want you to know. I'm just going to cut a sliver off of both sides, but I'm going to sew them back together, so it's not going to be a big issue. So it'll still be able to hold things. So let's cut a little bit off of each side. And now let's see. Oh, almost a little bit more. So, my blog originally was named Liz's Fantabulous Day. I just named it that. Liz's Fantabulous Day. The problem was people couldn't find the blog post because they couldn't spell fantabulous, if you can believe that. So I decided to just cut it down and make it Liz for a Day. And the blog was just basically all about just like my daily daily things. I was actually working overseas, so I would just post stuff. And I actually met some of the people that used to patronize the blog as well. Oi! So let me go ahead and get this out. There's a lot of stuff going on in this desk. I'm gonna try to get it so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna try. And so when I did, so everything else that I did that was in conjunction with the blog, I just named it Liz for a Day, because it was all about me. And the tagline was "Life as I Live It." So you could be Liz. You couldn't really be Liz for a Day, but I thought it was a fun name. So that's where Liz for a Day came from. Okay, so I am just going to be careful how I sew this. Okay. I'm thinking, because this is going to be, wait a minute, I gotta think. I'm trying to be smart and think before I start sewing stuff. So this is going to go in here like this. So it's going to be kind of like a flip out. And then this and this. Okay. I'm using a Brothers LX 3125. They do not make them anymore. I have seen some that are similar at Walmart. They're a Brothers machine, and this one I've had it for over 10 years, but I really didn't use it that much, so I can't speak to its sturdiness. But I have had it for quite some time. And it doesn't have that many stitches. It doesn't have hardly any decorative stitches, but I seem to be able to manage with what it has. It's probably better that it doesn't have a lot of stitches. I wish I had a machine that had more types of stitches, but you know, we work with what we got. And this is what I got. So I just want to make sure I close up these sides because we want to be able to still hide things inside. Okay. Let me just I don't have room to put my little thing that I use for the strings. Okay, so let me move this out the way. So, boy. And it's a little heavy, but it's still light enough for me to kind of like move back and forth. And I keep the sewing machine right next to me, so that's good. I'm old enough that I've played with them too. I love Uno. I still play Uno. Let's see here. So, on this page here. So what I want to do, I'm actually going to glue this down. So I probably could have just sewed this to the page and it would have been okay. That's why I was trying to think ahead of time, but I didn't think of it, but that's okay. I'll just glue this down, but I do want to sew this on, and this is gonna, well, you'll see in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Let's see. She's thinking. Okay, first, I'm going to go around this guest check, and I've been using kind of a straight wobbly stitch, because my machine doesn't have like that freeform arm, but you know, if the paper is sturdy enough, you can still kind of move it and get that freeform kind of look when it comes to stitching. So I did that a lot in this journal, and I like it. then I'm going to go this way. I'm actually going to just stitch this on. See if I can get this straight. Y'all have guest checks up too in the shop. I like using these because they have lines on the front and the back that you can write on, because you know it's all about journaling. Alright, so I'm going to zigzag, and I'm only going, I should have did another test for what I wanted to do. That's alright, you can't really mess up on a junk journal for real. There's so many ways you can fix a mistake. It is not funny. And then it comes out even beautifuler. I know that's not a word. Don't get me, grammar police. Alright, so next I am going to... Okay, so that's going to be glued there. And let's see. Let me see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to go around... Try is the operative word, because again, this paper is not brittle on this Uno pad, but it's kind of thin. So, but I'm going to try to go around the edges. Try to be careful and go around the edges. I got to move the mic a little bit. It's like right in my face. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hold up, you all. I'm going to answer. I'm going to look at the comments in a second. In a secondary sec. I'm trying to see how big I want this. Okay. She's concentrating. I did peruse the comment just for a second there. And yeah, my nails grow really fast. It's genetics. My mom's nails grow fast. My dad's nails grow fast. Everybody. It's a genetic thing. So I can't really say I do. I never really did anything to my nails. They just kind of grow. No issues. So even when I have to cut my nails down, I don't really mind. I enjoy them at whatever level they're at. So I'll let them grow, and then once I get like too many cracks or too many nails breaking, I'll just go ahead and cut them down, and I'll enjoy them at the shorter length. And then as they get longer, I enjoy them at the longer length. And I'm used to having them, so you know, I can do things like typing and stuff like this with nails or without. Uh-oh. See y'all, look, I ripped it. But that's okay. That's not that big of a deal. Let's just cut that piece off. It looks like it was meant to be that way. Remember? No mistakes. See that? Okay. So, and I'm also, this is a part of a map page. And it was like the inside where it folded. And I thought, and it's pretty sturdy. So I decided to use this like a hinge. So I'm going to sew around that also. Because I'm just doing like a lot of sewing in this book. A lot of sewing. Crazy amount. That's all I did last night till 3 o'clock in the morning was sew. All these little bits and pieces. I said, man, my junk journal buddies, they're going to be like, what the heck was Lizzie doing yesterday? She had just did a cover. I kind of surprised myself. So I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to just try to complete this book. Because sometimes I'll be on a crazy roll and I'll just stop and the book will just sit there. I have a few books like that right now. I just need to get them done. Alright. Let's move this out the way. Oh! Hey. Let me take a peek at let me see. Oh, you haven't used your sewing machine on paper yet? Child, I love using on paper. I like using on paper because I know if I mess up, I can just throw the paper away. Okay, so next piece of this puzzle. I probably could have sewed it. No, I can't sew it on there. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, you know what? This Uno card is too big. I have made a mistake because I already know that this paper is just tall enough. I have a little bit of room. I have to be careful when I sew the signatures in though, because there ain't gonna be no play for this Uno card in there. I'll take a chance because I can always cut it if I have to. So I just have to make sure everything's kind of even Steven. Okay. I should have glued this down before I put this in on here. All right, let's do this. Let's do some gluing. I'm trying to figure out what kind of glue I want to use. Let's use the Aleene's Tacky Glue. And I just want to glue this top down. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Gotta remember to move the cam. Trying to make sure I get these edges. All my bottles, I need to work on the spouts. Because I am having some issues. No matter how much I keep these things closed, they still seem like they're kind of clogged. Drive me nuts. Alright, let's see if that's a little better. Not really. Not really. Protect our surface, and we can really get down with it. Sometimes the way the glue comes out the bottle dictates which glue I use too, because I'm just like, I think that's why a lot of people use their Fabri-Tac, because it comes out really easy. It comes out easier because sometimes that glue has an attitude as well. It doesn't want to act right. Alright, now let me see. Let me see if I can get this on the way I want it to be. I want it to be right on the edge. Trying to make sure it's even. That's good. Okay, so now you all can see this is kind of like almost like a pocket. It's like a tuck spot. I was gonna like make it a pocket, but I think I'm gonna leave it like this. So you could still kind of lift it up and you can write on the inside if you wanted to. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I like the interactiveness of this. You put a pin in the bottle. That's a good idea, but you can't close it once you put a pin in there, right? It's not with these Aleene's, you can't. Okay. So on this part right here, okay, here we go. So we have our hinge, and this is gonna be like this. So let's do this. So I can turn this either way. I'm going to do it this way. Since I made that little boo-boo right there, it'll hide it but not. Alright, so it's got to go in here like this. So, got a better idea. I'm going to use some double stick tape because I'm being a little lazy with the glue. I like using the double stick tape is kind of relaxing to use too, if that makes sense. I like using the double stick tape. I haven't used it in a while. I got a nice little stockpile of it, so I need to use it. I wonder, does double stick tape go bad? I don't know. I always rub my double stick tape in, especially there's some stitching in here, so I want to make sure. Make sure it adheres. I'm not finishing my sentences. That's that concentration thing. Okay. Make sure I'm doing this right. Because y'all know, as you can see, I got some issues. Alright, so this is going to be this way. You know what? I should have did this differently. Because it's going to be in the book. And then, so it'll open up that way. So what I could do, oh, this is fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Doesn't matter where I put this one on. Just want to make sure it's on the edge. Put it towards the middle. Alright, so then when I put it on here, it will hinge up. So let's put some more double stick tape on here. Oh, it'll still fit in with a pen? Well, I might have to start doing that. I got some pens. Now ask me to find them. That's a different thing. I know the vicinity where they might be. I know the vicinity of the pens, but that's about it. Uh-oh, look, I just ripped some more of the page off. That's okay, I'm still going to use it. Because I have an idea. I have an idea for a fix for this. Even though you can't see the Uno now on this side. Alright, because I'm not going to mess my hinge up. But since we have that. Alright, I have like these little squares, and I got these at a thrift store as well. I had like a big bag of them. I still have a lot more someplace else. I don't know. So I'm just going to pick a color out of here. I think I have a lot of pink in this book. So, and I'm going to take my pinking shears. And just make the edges kind of fancy, as Tamika would say. Where's Tamika at? She said I'll be doing some fancy stuff. I have to laugh. I don't think my books are fancy at all. Alright, this is a weird kind of fabric. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this, so I'm just gonna give this corner a little fabric love with my sewing machine, I think. A little wonky fabric love. Boy, let's get the sewing machine. Let's get it, get it. Get it, get it. Uh-oh, this thread is about to run out too. And I'm using a very neutral thread, so I would like to continue on doing that. But if I have to change, I just gotta change. And I'm gonna use a straight stitch. Go back. And I'm gonna go forward again. I'm actually moving this as I'm going back and forth. Alright. Now, that's my fix for that. Back up here. Oh. Oh. Okay. So that was my fix for that corner. So when it gets hinged on like that, you can't even tell it's there. You know what? I had like a really good thrift store that I used to go to and it closed. That's where I got it from. You just, with the thrift stores and the Goodwill, you just have to go like a lot to find what you're looking for. I actually haven't been to any thrift stores in a while because actually I want to do it this way. So it'll still open up, I think. I forgot how I was going to do this. I think I'm going to do it like this. So it'll hinge up this way. I haven't been to a thrift store in a while. Alright, so I got my hinge ready here. And hopefully this is going to fit in the book, or else I'll have to cut something. I guess it's alright if it sticks up a little bit. Alright, so now, just want to make sure it's even. Because once this double stick tape is down, it is down. Uh-oh. I see, I didn't mean to get that close. It didn't even look that close when I was doing that. I didn't want to be that close to this edge, so I might end up cutting that off. Okay, so this is what this fiasco looks like. It's not really a fiasco, though. Where's the rest of the book at? Okay, so if we put this back in, let's see what it looks like. All right, so we're going through the book, and we're opening. Ooh, pretty pages. Yay, pretty pages. Oh, look, a pocket. Yay, yay, yay. And then we get to this one, we're like, oh, look, a guest check. I can write on that too. Look, open that, yay. Then we go over, it says, oh, something's coming here. And then, oh, look. Then we have a flip up, and then we can put something inside here. See, we can put our tag in here. Well, of course, we want a smaller tag if we're going to put a tag in there. And then also, we can write on here if we wanted to, and it flips up and we have someplace else to write. So this, so I probably should have, it's kind of close, but it's good. Okay, so that's good. Nice interactive piece. And this is actually, I'm probably going to end up putting, I kind of have it in the order I want. But I think I'm going to put like one more page, or else I'm going to have to move this page, because this can't stand out by itself. It needs a page around it. See, that's how your book gets big. You have too many pages in it. So let's see. If I take that one up, that's not going to be a good one. What about this one? Switch some things around. I put this here, I think it would be okay. And, uh-oh. I don't know what I just did. I'm lost. I do not know what I did. Okay, I was going to make this the front page. And then these pieces right here are the middle. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That way that page won't be like sticking out in the back. That's actually perfect because I like this. This was a Frankenstein page as well. Yep, I wanted to make sure I had a lot of writing space. I'm still going to add some ephemera to it, but I'll try not to take up too much writing space. All right, so let me see where we at on the time. Okay, we still have a few more minutes. I know I probably did more talking about this book than doing things, but I can really move it when I'm not running my mouth. All right, so I don't think I want to do anything more to that page. This page is good. This page is now good. That's good. Okay, so these pages are kind of a little blah. So I have to figure out what I want to do here. And I don't know. Because I think I have enough pockets already. Yeah, because I have one pocket there, two, do I have a pocket on this side? My envelope is pocket and this is a pocket. Okay, so I don't need another pocket. All right, but you can't really write on this right here. So what I'm going to do, hold on, you all. Y'all just hold on. I'm kind of looking at my stash here on the side of me. And these are just some pads that I got from the dollar store, but I think I would like to do, see, I did this once, put some writing space in here. Do it again on this side. So I'll take a few of these pages, 1, 2, 3, just 3. So as not to add too much bulk. Of course, I can make it into a little book, but I think I'm gonna just do it this way this time. And I'm gonna use these to cut. About right here. See how this is gonna come out. I'm not one to do straight lines. Not because I don't want to, it's because I'm just not good at it. Okay, so I can sew this onto here and let us, okay, y'all got this big old sheet that I'm gonna cut some pieces off of. I don't know where all my scraps are right now, but I have so much of this sheet that it doesn't matter where I cut it. I'll be using this until the beginning of time. This must have been a king size sheet. I thought I cut it already, but I don't see any cuts. Hold up. I know y'all can't see me. Oh, here it is. So I'm just gonna cut some pieces off of here to use. I have to kind of do this off the cam, y'all. That's my scissors. Okay, let's work with that. This is pretty. It's a nice springy kind of fabric, which goes with the bird. So let us rip it, more of it. And let's see how I want to do this. I think what I want to do is kind of make this a little bit of a tab. I don't want to cover the bird up. I'm going to try not to cover the bird up when I sew on this page. So I'm going to keep that flower. Yeah, I love the notepad idea. Alright. Get some of these strings off. Alright. So, let's take you out. And so even though I'm putting this in, of course, it's adding some journaling space to this, and there's still a little space where you could put like a picture or something over here. So, and it's adding some beautiful texture with our fabric. Let's see how I can get this on without this looking too crazy. I think I have to do these separately. Let's do this first. I don't think I have any paper clips up here. Let me use one of my decorative paper clips. Just to kind of hold these together. They don't have to be perfect. All right, let's get the sewing machine out. Back out. Okay, sewing machine. And I'm going to zigzag this. And I definitely did a back stitch so this won't come loose. This is what's the glue that's holding this pad on. It's the stitching. Alright, and then let's put this piece on. And I'm going to fold it over, which could turn out to be a disaster or not. I'm even thinking maybe I could just put this on the side, and I could kind of let it hang off too, because I like that look. Let me see how, let me do a test. How far out is that going to be? Too far. So maybe I'll just fold this over also. Give it a nice edge. Okay. Okay. And I want to do a straight stitch, kind of. Kind of a straight stitch, and then backwards. Now this is something I've never done. Go backwards like that. Ooh, I like the way it came out though. I think that's good enough. So let's just stop while I'm ahead. Because look, I don't know if y'all can see the stitching on that. Wait, let me move the focus so you can see. Y'all see the stitching? I went back and forth kind of in a wiggly kind of mood. Ooh. Yeah. Alright, let's move this back out the way again. I hope I'm not making you all dizzy by moving you back and forth. Back and forth. Ugh. Okay, so that looks good. So this is what I did till 3 o'clock in the morning. I just moved my sewing machine back, and then I put it back over there in its home, and then put it back over here, and we just went like that all night. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Oh, I can take this off, because that's not really going to be its home. I like the way that feels. Okay. So now this page here needs something, a little something something, because it's kind of lonely and out there. And let's see, what can I do with this? I don't want any more pockets. I'm thinking, y'all, and I'm just kind of looking through what I have here. Let me see. I'm trying to see what I got sticking over the edge here. Just have a card. So what I think I'm going to do, of course, I could use some clusters that I have already made, but why do that? Why not just torture yourself? Okay, here's a card. I can use that. I would like to use something different, though. I'm trying to be a little different in this book. I might have to get up and get stuff if I do that. Since this is kind of game oriented, I do have a, I think this is a bridge notepad. That's kind of cool to put in here, but I don't know how I want to put it in. No, I would have to cut it. She's thinking. She's thinking. I don't know. Because it's such just a plain piece of paper. It's like not fun at all. It's not a fun piece of paper. I could. What if? What if I folded it up like this, and then you can like fold it down, you can write on the back. I could do it that way, or do it kind of a little bit notebook stylish. And then you can still open it up. I can make it like into a tuck spot. And then maybe put the card on there. Okay. Now that looks good. I like that. We can see how that's going to come out. So we have to think it through now. I know I'm going to sew this, but I don't want it to really show. So I'm going to sew this separately. And I'm going to sew this separately as well. Yeah. And then I'll fold it. And then I might sew it on. I don't know. I feel the paper might not be able to handle it. Okay, let's see. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's take this out. Okay, we need the sewing machine. Okay, there's a few things I want to do here. All right. Get Mr. Sewing Machine back. And first, I'm just gonna do a stitch down. I think I'm gonna go all the way around because this page is just so blah. It needs some unblot. It needs to be unblot. So let's unblot. Fix that auto. Okay. And I'm gonna do. It doesn't look like it, but I'm really being gentle with this paper because it's a little on the thin side. And then let's go this way. Because I'm kind of enjoying this freeform type of stitching. Let's go this way. Okay. All right, and the next, I'm gonna go around the score pad and try not to rip the edges like I did before. Concentrating, everybody, I'm concentrating. Now y'all don't forget before you leave, and this is for the people that are in the chat and also the lurkers, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you shove off. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you love hanging out with me and the Junk Journal buddies here. I think the sewing gives the paper like some extra strength too. It just feels stronger. It does make a nice border, doesn't it? Okay, and then I'm gonna go around this if I have enough thread. And then I'm gonna construct this page, and then that probably will be it for today. Okay. Sometimes I think I do too much stitching, but I just love it so much. It's like when you do your journals, it's like all in the details. Oh, this is really shaking. I hadn't noticed how much the camera was shaking. I'll have it tight. Okay. That sewing machine sounds a little loud for some reason. Alright, let's move this out of the way. Oh, turn that off. Okay. Let's get our page back. See, our page is coming to life now because it was kind of blah-y, blah, blah. And I'm going to fold this. Sometimes me and my folds are kind of crazy too. Okay. I took this paper out, but I didn't really know if I was going to use it, but I like it. Okay. And so this is going to go on here. And you know what? I was going to put it on for just as a decoration, but you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to make this a little bit of a tuck spot too. So it's just more areas where you can stick stuff. Okay. So this time, because this paper is so thin, I know if I use some glue, you're going to kind of be able to see it on the other side. So I'm going to use So this is the reason in this case that I'm going to use the double stick tape. Because I know people ask me, why do I use them? How do I decide what I'm going to use? Well, there's one reasoning right there. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, dust your machine off. Dust it off. Alright, let's make sure I'm putting it in the right space, because I have been known to put my tape in the wrong spots. And this tape sticks like nobody's business, so I'm not really worried about it not sticking. Yeah, I used to, well, I still do it sometimes. Sometimes I'll put the pages in before I do stuff like this, but I knew I wanted to do a lot of sewing in here. So I'm just going to like not rush putting the signatures in and just do my decorating before I put the signatures in. See, that's why I don't use my nails, because it doesn't work out as good. Okay. Try to get this straight, because this is tape, and this tape is not a joke. Alright. So now, this is a tuck spot, and also you can flip that out. So that's nice. And then I'm just going to put this on top here for a little decoration. And I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm using a thinner, I have like 2 different sizes of, I can't tell you which size it is without going to get some more, but get some more out. Just have 2 different sizes. And I'm using the smaller size because I want it to be more room for the tuck spot. Alright, so put this on this side, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Because the more room the tape takes up, the less room you have. Oops. Let's go here. I hope y'all have been enjoying the variety of videos that I've been putting up. I'm trying to keep things junk journal related. And I've asked this before, but while I'm doing this, I would love to know what are the types of videos that you all originally came to see here, because I know I've done some different stuff. And then what types of things would you like to see? I will say that I'm trying to keep the channel junk journal related, so if y'all could pick some things that are junk journal related, that would be wonderful. I know I've done coloring, I did planning on here. I even did some fitness stuff way back. Actually, my best video on this channel is how to make natural mouthwash. And it was a terrible video too, but I mean, it had good information. But that thing still gets a lot of views. It's wonderful. Alright, so I'm going to put you like about right here. Alright, so that's another tuck spot. So we got a spot here and here. If I'm at that point when I come back on, I will show you how I put the signatures in. The signature putting in is nerve-wracking. So I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. So let's see. All right. And then this side, see, this side is a little blah, blah, blah. But I am already over an hour. So let's just look at, since we just worked on this signature, let's look at this signature, where we are so far on this. See, it's not too chubby for a signature, I don't think. You still trying to find it? It's if you look in the playlist for ephemera, it should be there because I think I put everything, all the ephemera, into the playlist. Okay, so this is the first signature. So let's see how it looks so far. Penny, why are you sad for? Oh, because of the signatures? Don't worry. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to do signatures. You need some help with the signatures? Let's see. I'll do it over on my Patreon channel. All right, because I put extra content over there as well. So if you are interested in extra content and more specific content, then that's definitely the place you want to be, over on Patreon. And guess what the handle is? Liz for that. Tamika, where have you been? Where you been? I didn't even have that straight. Why y'all didn't tell me I didn't have it straight? I like this. This is my favorite page here. This long flip out, boy. You can put some stuff in there. Did y'all see that? Flip, flippity, flip, flip. Alright, and then we have this. We can journal underneath or stick something underneath there as well. And then this is like a major kind of interactive piece here. So we have a flip out here, and it flips out as well. And then you have a pocket. Wonderful. We have a pocket here. This is actually two pockets because we have a pocket made from the glassine bag, and then there's another pocket right here. I'm actually going to put some fabric across here as well. I might use that same fabric. Yeah, because I can't glue it. I mean, can't sew it because it's already on, but that's okay. That would look pretty. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Let me leave that in here so I'll know. And then we put in some more pages. Lots of places to write. How do you get to the Patreon channel? The link is below, but let me put it here for you as well. Let me find it for you. I don't think it's too far down. It might be though. It might be all the way at the bottom. Yep. I'll put it in here. Oh. Alright, that's the link for the Patreon channel, if anybody's interested. Okay, and then we have this part right here. And so we still have some work to do on this before it goes in. So, and then that's that. So I hope you all got some ideas for your journals today. Or maybe you might want to make you I'm not even going to say attempt to make, because you could do it. Make a junk journal out of a game board, because the game boards are the same thickness as books. It's beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. There we go. Ta-ta. That's how it looks on the inside. I love the way the junk journals feel. All right, you all, I am going to shove off. I'm glad that you all are here with me. I have tons of ephemera over at pleasantcreations.com. That's my Etsy shop. And of course, I'm putting up more content than I can put over here on the YouTube channel, over at the Patreon channel. And all the links are in the description. And I also put the Patreon link in the description as well if it's something that you're interested in. And I will see you all tomorrow. And we're going to work, I think I'm going to work in this journal again. Uh-oh. My phone's ringing. And I'm going to probably work in this journal again, I think. So I'm not sure. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.